of life is not death, but it's what we let die inside of us while we live. Fellow Toastmasters and little guests, one of the most difficult things I ever did in my life was to know myself. In this world of chaos, distractions and worries, it is no surprise that most of us go through life without even realizing our full potentials, without getting to know our own gifts and our own talents. It was not so long ago when I was sitting in my entrepreneurship class at IBA and I was given a questionnaire to fill out, and the questionnaire was named, "Who am I?" Now this required deep thinking on my part because I had to write down about myself, about my experiences, my past, my stories, my talents, my gifts. And I was very good at writing because my job demanded me to write letters, CVs, bids, proposals, applications, sales deeds, you name it, I've done it all. I was good at writing, but never in my life I was faced with a situation where I had to write down about myself. And in this project, I'm faced with a similar kind of situation where I'm asked to know my communication style. Now, how can I know my communication style? Because I have never given it a thought in my life ever. Because in our society, we have different faces for different people, different communication styles for different situations. So, it was very difficult for me to know my communication style. So what I'll do, I'll just leave it up to you to be the judge. Well, I'll try my best to deliver my best because I'm a work in progress. So lately I've been reading a lot of self-help and personal development literature. And I found out that after reading all the Western personal health industry gurus and authors, I found out that everything starts and ends from within. I found the profound impact and importance of the words that we use in our daily communication with others, but most importantly, with ourselves. See, most part of my life, I was unaware of this thing called self-talk, personal dialogue, which goes on in our mind every minute, every hour, every day. And if we can control this inner communication to our own advantage, then the possibilities are limitless. See, not so long ago when I used to come in front of an audience, I used to shiver. Because my inner voice, it always told me, you cannot do it, you will forget, you will choke, you will be embarrassed. And now what I did was I intentionally altered this inner communication, and now it tells myself that you can do it. You have done it before. You must do it. It's okay to forget a few things because we are all Toastmasters here. So just take a deep breath and do your best. One of the books that I read was by Robin Sharma, and he wrote in his book about life. And he said, there's a difference between simply living and truly thriving. And he narrated a story taken from ancient Indian mythology, which goes something like this, and it is about the inner human potential, the abundance of it. And the story goes that thousands of years ago, everybody that walked onto this planet was considered to be a god. But as most often that we all humans do, humans misuse this limitless power and potential. So the Supreme God then decided to take away all this limitless power and potential and hide it somewhere so that nobody can ever find it. So the first advice, then the question became, and the question was that where could such a thing be hidden? So the first advisor suggested, why don't we place this Godhead, the source of limitless power and potential, deep inside the ground so that no one can find it? But the Supreme God rejected the idea and he said, no, never. Because someday someone will dig down deep enough and find it. So the second advisor chimed in and he said, why don't we place it in the depth of the oceans? Once again the Supreme God rejected the idea and he said, no. Someone, someday, will dive down deep enough and there is a chance he will find it. So the third advisor stood up and he said, Why don't we put this Godhead on the top of the tallest mountain? So the Supreme Court once again got angry and he said, never, because someday someone will scale the highest peaks and there's a chance that they will find it. So after pondering and reflecting for some time, the Supreme Court said, I found a solution. I will put this source of limitless power, potential, purpose, I'll put it in the heart of every man, every woman, and every child, because they will never ever even think about looking down there. Baba Bulle Shah Ji once wrote, you read so many books to know it all, yet you fail to read your heart at all. You rush to the shrines to play your part. Would you dare enter the shrine of your heart? You grab for the stars. You grab for the stars you can control, but yet you fail to grasp the light within your soul. You're quick to fight that evil one, yet pride is the battle you have